Today, Buddhism is the second largest religion in the world. Even highly educated people adore Buddha in the United States of America. After the Mahanirvana of Buddha, Buddhism can be broadly classified into two cults, Mahayanism and Hinayanism. Hinayana implies that first, we should strive for our liberation and then only think of others. Mahayana implies reforming others also in the process of reforming ourselves.
Buddha said, "When your body itself doesn't accompany you after your death, how can you expect your money or fame to accompany you?"
Buddha said, "It is not enough if the mind is reformed superficially. The foreign matter existing within will not go out. Hence look into the inner side of the body. It is not enough if you get reformed superficially. The roots should be annihilated."
Buddha said, "Knowledge, when matured, becomes wisdom. Therefore, the enlightenment exists only in wisdom."
Buddha said, "Make your effort to give up evil thoughts to the best of your ability. Do not forget purity and charity. If your charity is true, it will lead you toward purity."
Buddha never used the word God. Instead, he asks us to call it nature. An event passes after another event. Buddha said, "The work designed for your body happens as naturally as you inhale air as a higher power designs it."
Buddha said, "What else exists in this world except for likes and dislikes? So let your likes and dislikes disappear as leaves fall from a stem."
Buddha said, "Every person desires to live. He does not desire to live sorrowfully. He desires to live blissfully. Existence and bliss represent the key words for everyone, irrespective of whether they are literate or illiterate or poor or rich."
Buddha said, "Our parents repeated the mistakes of our grandparents, and we are repeating their mistakes. We behave like goats in imitating others by not trying to know the truth."
Buddha said, "Nobody desires to become enlightened as they don't know the value of enlightenment."
Buddha said, "To become enlightened, your yearning for God has to be intense. It should be the same intensity you possess when you run out of a burning house."
Buddha said, "When a sandalwood tree is cut down using an axe, it extends its sweet smell even to the axe. Similar is the case of a holy man. He only blesses even those who harm him."
Buddha said, "Desire is the root cause of sorrow."
Buddha said, "Encourage people to believe in the theory of cause and effect."
Buddha said, "The help done by a well-directed mind, well-disciplined mind, well-controlled mind, and well-regulated mind, cannot be done by any of your friends or relatives or scholarship or wealth or power and authority.
Buddha said, "Your intelligence should mature to enter the cave of the heart. So do not ever ruin your intellect."
Buddha said, "By day and night if the thought of holy company chases you, such holiness will become a part of you."
Buddha said, "Be as pure as a crystal within your heart."
Buddha said, "One need not go to the extent of truth-realized souls. The bliss experienced by truth seekers itself is incomparable."
Buddha said, "To reform others, it doesn't matter even if you criticize them, provided you don't have any hatred for them inside. You must possess a good heart. It doesn't matter, even if you criticize them without any hatred. However, your intention is important while criticizing others."
When a disciple asked Buddha, "Who will guide us if you give up your body?" Buddha replied, "After me. My words would take the role of guru and lead you further."
Buddha said, "Everything lasts only for a second. Everything is transient. Nature doesn't possess the same form in the next second that it has in this second. The water under a bridge keeps flowing. The same water in this second doesn't exist in the next second. Though water exists under a bridge, it keeps changing."
Buddha said that when a flock of sheep was moving forward, one in the front line accidentally fell into a pit. So the remaining sheep jumped into that pit, assuming there was some grass or an eatable. People without self-thinking resemble such sheep. They follow the masses. They try to imitate others. Buddha gave us the following Maha Mantra. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. It doesn't imply that one has to surrender oneself to Gautama Buddha. Buddha refers to the one who has attained the state of nirvana. Therefore it means that one has to surrender to the state of nirvana. Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. It doesn't imply that one has to surrender oneself to society. The state of nirvana refers to the formless and attributeless state. It is not easy to attain the same. So if you cannot achieve it, surrender to the holy people who have reached the state of nirvana. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. If you cannot get the holy company, surrender to the Dharma or virtuous way of life. Dharma also implies the dos and don'ts as prescribed by the Bhagavad Gita. Therefore surrender to the way of life as defined by the do's and don'ts mentioned in the Gita.
Buddha said, "Events happen, deeds are done, but there is no individual doer." It is very similar to the following verse in the Gita.
Nasato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate satah, ubhayorapi drishtontas, tvannayostattvadarshibhi. That which has existence exists, and that which does not have existence does not exist. That which is existent cannot be called as non-existent, and that which is non-existent cannot be called as existent. After saying this,
As the Lord knows that we are great doubters, he said, "This is certain." The Lord implied, "You or the ego doesn't exist at all. Whatever is non-existent, you are considering it to be existent. Whatever is currently referred to as I, doesn't exist in a true sense. But you are considering it to be existent." Thus this verse in the Gita is very much similar to the above preaching of Buddha. Both Krishna and Buddha implied the same. The Vedanta declares, "Merge within God." However, Buddha said, "You must exist to merge with God." If there are two things, one can merge into another. If whatever exists is one and only one, then where is the question of merging?
Buddha asked you to observe what is happening within. To attain dispassion, he has prescribed specific methodologies. Can you meditate without possessing the basics? Without being habituated to meditation or having a love for meditation? Won't it hurt the mind if you try to meditate? To meditate, you must first get the taste of meditation. You will have a mental illness if you try to meditate without breaks. Therefore, do not compel the mind to meditate. For this purpose, Buddha has prescribed certain principles like the following. 1. How are your human relations? Is your relationship with your family, society, and friends filled with good-heartedness? 2. Are you able to tolerate insults? If not, then you are not normal. 3. Do you love solitude? Do you enjoy solitude? How can you attain perfection without enjoying solitude? Are you able to enjoy the sweetness contained in solitude? 4. If you are a preacher, shouldn't you try to touch the heart of Buddha in your preaching? 5. Were you influenced by at least a single sentence from Buddha? 6. Do you control your body and the food you eat? 7. Do you know what should be spoken out and what should not be spoken out? 8. You cannot see the mind, but you can see the tongue. Do you have control over it? 9. Have you understood at least a single sentence of Buddha? How are your words, deeds, and behavior pattern? 10. Are you able to face a situation as it is? Can you set aside your likes and dislikes in that process? Without complying with the above principles, if you try to meditate only for the diversion of your disturbed mind, you represent the mentally sick people seeking solace but not the seekers of truth.
If Buddhists are asked about their caste, they will reply, Buddhism, implying Buddhism has no subsects. In his last days, Buddha said there are only two castes, mind and no mind. If the mind exists, man will be burdened by thoughts. Mind is a bad caste, and no mind is a good caste. No mind is empty of thoughts and burdens. In no mind state, though the activity is performed, it leaves no impression behind. When there is a mind, the impressions are left behind. For example, if the mother scolds the child carries this burden forever. Mind present is backward caste, and mind absent is forward caste. We should look into ourselves to determine our caste.
Buddha never gave importance to name and form. He asked, "Why are you concerned about my name and form? Instead, focus on the self within my heart. Try to understand my preachings and put them into practice. Why are you concerned about my birthplace or death place? Why are you concerned about my caste? Why do you need these unnecessary things? Forget my name and form. God doesn't look at your work. He looks at the intentions behind that work. For example, some politicians may enter politics and serve people, but in the heart of their hearts, they may crave position and authority. Therefore, Buddha said, focus on the self within my heart. Focus on the intention behind my preaching. Understand whether it is done with a selfish motive or selflessly to remove your sorrow.
Externally, Buddha used to be very clean. Unlike Ramana Maharshi, Buddha did not wear a loincloth and had mud all over his body. Physically, Buddha used to be very clean. Even the mind has to be clean and pure. Buddha has described it as a well-directed mind, well-disciplined mind, well-controlled mind, well-regulated mind, well-ordered mind, well-cultured mind, well-civilized mind, and well-purified mind. Sri Nanagaru said, I like the Bodhi tree under which Buddha got enlightened, and these words of Buddha very much. The main thing is to have a purified mind. All these spiritual efforts and satsangs aim to purify your mind. Well-controlled mind, well-ordered mind, etc., are all for mind purification.
सुखो बुद्धानमुपादो सुखा सद्धम्मा देसना सुखा संघस समगानं तपो सुखो नत्थि मे शरणं अय्यं
बुद्धो मे शरणं वरम्
एतेन सच्च वज्रेण
होतु मे जयमङ्गलम्
नत्थि मे शरणं अय्यं
धम्मो मे शरणं वरम्
एतेन सच्च वज्रेण
होतु मे जयमङ्गलम्
नत्थि मे शरणं अय्यं
सङ्घो मे शरणं वरम्
एतेन सच्च वज्रेण
होतु मे जयमङ्गलम् जयमङ्गलम् जयमङ्गलम्
नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स नमो तस्स भगवतो अरहतो भगवतो वरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्स बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि संघं शरणं गच्छामि द्वितीयंपि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि द्वितीयंपि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि द्वितीयंपि संघं शरणं गच्छामि तृतीयंपि बुद्धं शरणं गच्छामि तृतीयंपि धम्मं शरणं गच्छामि तृतीयंपि संघं शरणं गच्छामि पाणातिपाता वीरमणि सिक्खापदं समादियामि अदिन्नादाना वीरमणि सिक्खापदं समादियामि कामेषु मिच्छाचारा वीरमणि सिक्खापदं समादियामि मुसावादा वीरमणि सिक्खापदं समादियामि सुरामेरय मज्जपमादठाना वीरमणि सिक्खापदं समादियामि
सब्बपापस्स अकरणं कुशलस्स उपसम्पदा सचित्तं परियोदपनम् एतं बुद्धानुशासनम्